there YouTube. So yeah, today's update, right, is going to be okay. I'm not going to show this tank, so don't see this tank even though you guys saw something already. But no, today we're not going to talk about this tank. We're going to talk about this tank. But before that, let me go back to the COVID tank. Okay, it's a bit misty now because of the condensation. But yeah, so I've added in I think one new stuff only, which is this yeah, I actually bought another small frag of the Dragon Soul. No idea why, I always love Dragon Soul, so it was an impulse buy, so yeah. Okay, back to today's topic, right, which is this. It's still the Zoa dominated tank. Yes, it's still the Zoa dominated tank. And a couple of things. Yeah, so let's move on from the top here. Okay, all these Acons, right, they are used to be from the Red Sea tank. I've moved them out because that tank I'm actually doing something else. Moving them here, probably going to move them into the COVID tank. Or I might sell them, I don't know, man. But just, yeah, so a couple of the green ones, the orange one, the reds and orange one. So yeah, I may not sell them, I don't know. But if anybody want them, do feel free to PM me, DM me. Yeah, I probably will let them go if I don't really have a space for them. Aside from that, Zoas wise, yeah, added in a couple of new pieces. Two over here, one over here. This is like the Utter Chaos. One behind there, the Tutti Frutti. Over here, this is the Chucky's Bride. Yeah, one of my favorite Zoa. But yeah, I think about adding another 5 more Zoas to fill up the Zoa tank. Still very bare. Yeah, just gonna give you guys an update on it. Couple of things that happened. Nuisance algae all over the back. Wrong move by me. I did say that I don't really want to put any cleanup crew into this tank, right? It was a very bad wrong move to not add any cleanup crew, because the whole wall, it's filled with this green hair algae compared to the COVID tank. It's the same tank though, but then I don't see any in the COVID tank. But look at this tank, it's just flooded with it. So I probably should add some cleanup crew, I don't know. There is taken very well care of because I have like an algae blenny, I have a small abalone, and a lot of snails and stuff. So yeah, probably should add something in here. But yeah, that's not the point for today. Today I'm going to share with you guys a very interesting fish. I think you guys have seen it already. It's currently in the screen right now. Yeah, so recently, I think not recently, I think this is about what, 2-3 weeks ago, I went down to Abeng. So for you guys that don't know Abeng, right, Abeng is an LFS that's in Singapore. I always want to do a store tour with them, but however it did happen. So if you guys want to see a full store tour, a full LFS tour with Abeng, right, please do leave a comment down below and I will make sure I will do it for you guys. So Abeng is very famous for its weekly fish shipment, as well as stuff that is very affordable, and you get to see a lot of very interesting and very unique stuff. So yeah, I was there on one of the Thursdays or Friday after work, and I only go down there because I wanted to get a tank for this tank. Yes, I believe the tank police is going to scream at me for getting a tank for a small tank like this. It's not very small though, it's 4 feet in length. Even though it's about 30 cm by 30 cm, yes, it's still small. But however, I don't think it's a very small tank. But then I wanted to get something really small. So Abeng always comes with all the very smaller size fish. So they got in like a Philippine shipment, and then in there they have they said they have powder blacks, which I kind of really like powder blacks. They are like one of my favorite. Second to the Achilles tank. Achilles tank is still by far my favorite. So I went there, and this is what I noticed. The powder blacks is a bit different. For those of you guys who have never seen a powder black, right, I'll leave a photo down below. Powder blacks tend to be very black, and with this yellow rim around it and a yellow line at its caudal fin. So some people call it powder black, some people like to call it the gold rim tank, some people like to call it the white chick tank. All 3 name works. They are all common names. Scientific name is the Acanthurus A.nigrican. Yeah, so it's a powder black tank. Yeah, so however, when I first saw this guy, right, actually there's like 3 of them there. The tail, it's orange, it's not yellow. So which kind of made me very curious, because for those who do not know, the powder series, right, there is a lot of hybrids here and there. due to because that most fish are pelagic spawners, so they just spawn here and there. So when you have like a few different regions of fish coming together, like for example the powder brown, the powder blue, the powder black, which is in their own different region, right? There might be chance that sometimes you get a hybrid cross in between. We have always seen the powder blue with powder black hybrid. We always seen a powder blue hybrid. Yeah, and you always see a powder black Achilles hybrid. So when I first saw this, it catches my eye because not just the orange tail. After having it for 2 weeks, right, the top dorsal fin also turned orange, which is a very, very big sign that this guy is a hybrid. Because the normal powder black, right, it's full black, yellow tail. That is your pure powder black. But however, for this guy, he has the orange hue in it, the orange tail, which kind of made me suspect that this is a hybrid between a powder brown and a powder black, which is the A.nigrican and yeah, and crossing the powder black because it's from Philippines and that's one place where you can see the both species intermingle together. So I took a couple of photos of it. I sent it over to my good friend Lemon. Check his Instagram out. Very, very well-known guy. Yeah, he's really good in his industry and especially when it comes to hybrid fishes. So I checked it out with him and stuff like that, and yeah, he confirmed with me that this is a hybrid between a powder black and a powder brown. So interesting fish. It's in here. It's been about 2 weeks plus already. Yeah, so next thing I want to talk to you guys about, right, is white spot disease. I noticed that we've opened up this YouTube channel for I think about 2 years already. We've never actually spoken about white spot disease before. So for you guys who do not know me, right, I'm never really a big fan of quarantine fishes. It's not something you should do. I don't encourage you to not quarantine your fish. But however, I don't really do it because I know what is going on with my fish. So after 2 weeks, right, usually for powder series, they have white spot very fast. Like within the next 3 or 4 days, you will see white spot. But this guy only shows white spot after 2 weeks. And the white spot is not a lot, as you guys can see on the photos, on the video right now. So it wasn't really a big hoo-ha to me that, oh, I need to do something about it. Yeah, so I want to use this opportunity to give you guys an update on what you can do if your tank get white spot. Okay, confirm I know that the COVID tank has white spot because this tank used to have white spot before. I didn't really bother much about it. I have my gem tank is inside there. I used to have a powder brown inside there. A yellow scopas tank inside there. Not an issue with those. Powder series, they tend to be a bit more white spot magnet. So I do expect myself to see white spot on him. But then there's a couple of tips that I can give you guys when you have a full coral tank and you don't really, you're unable to treat your fish. So what are the few things that you can do? Firstly, I would say is that fish selection is important. When you first pick your fish, right, your fish needs to be able to withstand the white spot first. So do not pick fish that is very lethargic, that is not doing very well already in the LFSs. Because by picking a very healthy fish, right, you actually do win like 50% of this race already if you pick a healthy one. So among the 3 of them, I chose this guy, which is like a healthier piece. It came in within the 2nd day, it started eating already. So once it started eating, right, the next thing that I actually do is to pump him up with a lot more food. So the stronger you grow your powder series, right, the better they are to fight with white spot. So some people say use garlic. I do agree with garlic do help with the immune system a bit, but it's not a 100% cure. It's more like an immunity only. What I usually do, right, is I give them a lot of nori. So every day, it's at least 1 veggie clip of nori. Aside from that, I make sure that they get their pellets as well. So I feed him quite aggressively for this period of time. Once in the morning, once in the evening, and then the veggie clip is like a supplement every day. So these are the 3 things that I add for him. So just to bulk him up a bit more so that he doesn't get any kind of losing out or any weight loss for this period of time when he have that white spot on him. The last thing that I do recommend, right, is make sure that your environment is very stress-free. I didn't really worry much in here because he's the only fish. So there is really nothing that can stress him aside from me. So when your fish is less stressed, chances are you are not going to get him in an outbreak compared to if you put him in a very aggressive environment. Chances are it's going to be a bit more aggressive to him, and then at the same time it's not going to do very well because he's going to be very stressed up most of the time, and then you don't get him to feed. When he's stressed, they drop the mucus, and then when they don't have the mucus, white spot actually penetrates them easier. So yeah, I don't recommend you to put them in if let's say you have a lot of tanks already. Try not to add one more in because chances are it's either he will lose out from aggression or he will lose out from white spot itself. So yeah, just to summarize you, so just nice I will use him as an example on how is his progress for the next couple of days. Few things to take note if you have a fish and you don't have a quarantine. One, make sure that you always get a healthy fish. So do not choose things that is lethargic, that looks like it's almost dying already. Make sure to get fish that is very alert, follow you around easily, doesn't spook that easily, very confident kind of fish. Pick that and you should be good. Secondly, feed and feed and feed. If he started eating, right, just keep on feeding. Give him something to graze on, especially for Tang. Let him graze all day. Graze and graze and graze, and make sure to supplement that grazing with wet food as well as pellet food. Lastly, put him in a very least stressed environment or an unstressed environment. Let him be alone. Let him release all the stress. What I usually do last time, right, is I like to put my fish in the sump tank first for the first 2 weeks. Just to let him get fed and everything first before I actually put my main display. One of the tricks that I actually do. But for now, since I have an empty tank, why not just go ahead and put him in? So yeah, these are the 3 tips that I can give you if you are combating white spot. Or if you have a quarantine tank, go ahead and couple them. I would always recommend people to couple their fish before you put it in. White spot is easy to cure, from what I say, but if let's say you get stuff like velvet, brucanella, those are a nightmare. I don't really have much issue with white spot, but I'm always very careful with velvet. Velvet will wipe out everything pretty much very easily. So how to tell them apart? See by the speckled signs. White spot usually is a lot bigger. Velvets are very fine. That's how you see them apart. Yeah, so understand these 3, understand your egg cycle, and also keep very good water quality. I change my water every week. I make sure that everything is doing well. So yeah, so hopefully I can give you guys another update next week on how the hybrid is doing, whether is the white spot still on him or not. But you can take a look at him, very interesting. He's only like half black and fun and very pale at the back. Yeah, so I will give you guys another update on the fish once it's doing better or is it not doing well and stuff like that. Hopefully it does well. I will want to knock on some wood now. Yeah, so hopefully it does well. Yeah, so that is my update for today in terms of the powder black hybrid as well as how to combat white spots. And yeah, same thing. Next week, I don't know what should I show you guys. I've quite lost of tanks already. I don't know whether I should show you guys the Zoa tank again, or should we do an update on the COVID tank, or should we see the Red Sea Nano over there? Okay, I'll just show it to you guys. But yeah, leave a comment down below which tank you want to see, or you guys want to see what's behind me, which I really don't want to show you guys yet. So same thing, if you like all the videos that I put up for you guys, hit that subscribe button. Really do hit that subscribe button for us to actually put up more good contents for you guys. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon next week.